Hey guys, John Campbell here with New Day Genetics here for your cattle call. With me today I've got Jeremy Sherrock of Bluegrass Stockyards, and we are actually on site at the Bluegrass Regional Marketplace, which is not only a stockyard but it's a marketplace with a lot of different things. I'll let Jeremy tell you a little bit about what they've got here. Right now we're actually in what they call the yards. Just a research and educational center that they have here on site. I mean, just looking around the wall, it's pretty cool. But what we're going to talk about today is doing video sales. Bluegrass has a really well-established internet sale that they do the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. With that, Jeremy, do you have anything? I mean, we're just going to kind of try to help y'all out on understanding how it works.
No, that's right. I mean, and the internet system has become a big opportunity for lots of people throughout the Southeast, not just Central Kentucky. I mean, John, you're from Virginia, and we're in Lexington, Kentucky, and we've been able to use the internet system to establish a marketing plan for not only John Campbell, but his family members, as well as his neighbors, and hopefully any new potential customer out there. We've done business with a lot of people through the years. It's a great opportunity to market yourself, your cattle, through a reputable company that'll put them in front of a lot of buyers, and you've got the backbone and the support of Bluegrass Stockyards, which has been a long established name across the Southeast for the cattle industry. So, and we're blessed to have the rep support system that we have. John's new to us, done a great job. We sold cattle for his family before, and he's come on board, and hopefully we can use what we have, his youth and enthusiasm, to build something newer and to build a long-lasting relationship that can be beneficial for everybody involved.
Yeah.
So, but we are more than a marketplace, more than just a stockyards. We want to build lasting relationships. First and foremost, that's the key to an internet system. That's the key to selling your cattle. It's not about the cattle. The cattle take care of themselves.
Absolutely.
People know a good calf from a bad calf, a good yearling from a bad yearling. That's just a simple truth about it. But if you market yourself, represent the cattle the way they are, the rest of it will fall into place.
Yeah. And the biggest part about that is honesty.
Yeah.
Being honest with people is going to get you a whole lot farther in having a reputation. And I mean, be honest with yourself, be honest with the buyers, and you'll get along really well. I mean, even a lot of times, sometimes your lesser quality cattle will do better than maybe some of your better quality, just because of the fact that whoever is being honest about it and says, hey, these aren't quite as good, but they know they're not quite as good, rather than, well, this other group of cattle is always beefed up to be really, really good, and sometimes they're okay and sometimes they're not so good. And tell it like it is, and you get along a whole lot better.
Sure.
As far as the video sales, I mean, if you're approaching somebody on the farm and they've got some questions about what are some of the most common misconceptions or whatever that people might have with doing video loads.
We use true price discovery to market cattle. Through the auction system, we want in front of as many buyers as we can. We have buyers online, and then we have several that are represented well that are at our regular sale on a weekly basis. We're blessed to have the amount of buyers in Central Kentucky, for whatever reason, in horse country, that we do. It's just been that way for years. But one misconception is, you don't have enough buyers. But you can take one organization and they can have multiple locations that their cattle can go. So it might be one buyer, but it could represent 1,000 different feedlots.
I haven't bought any cattle, but I've been watching the sale for decades.
Sure.
And never stepped foot here until a couple months ago.
Right.
So I mean,
exactly.
it can be viewed anywhere, so that opens it up.
We try to expose ourselves through Facebook, any kind of social media avenue, the internet, the website. That's one big advantage. Misconceptions out there was what I was getting to, is that we don't have enough buyers, but that's not the case, like we were talking. Next misconception is that some people think, well, what's it going to cost? I don't care if you're selling cattle private, have the same guy come buy them every year, you're paying a commission to somebody.
Right.
As of right now, we have the cheapest commission in the country. It's $15 a head. So on a yearling right now, that's just a little over $1.100.
Yeah.
$1.25. So that's the cheapest thing you can pay. It's guaranteed money in your pocket.
Yep.
Bluegrass Stockyards pays you, and it's our job to collect from the people that buy the cattle.
Yep.
And we've got a really good relationship with our buyers. Payment's easy.
Money's good.
Money's good. Money is
That is a big thing. You know, we've seen it over the past several years that there's been some pretty big time outfits that weren't quite so big.
Exactly.
And you know, a lot of people have been hurt by it.
Exactly. Other misconceptions you hear, you know, well, they're not there to help the little guy. But you know, I'm managing this facility here as well as I'm managing the internet sale. I don't care if you've got one calf or 1,000. I want to treat everybody the same. That's my goal.
Right.
You know, and get the most dollars for that particular animal, that particular moment, on that particular day,
Yep.
that we can all absolutely squeeze out.
Yeah. Well, what about what are some things that you can do as a producer, or things that we can do to advise producers, you know, little things they can do to get more for their cattle, whether it be vaccinations, body condition on the cattle, that sort of thing.
Sure. I mean, clearly, any time of year, grass cattle are always in high demand.
Good and green, not
Good
too
green,
fleshy.
not too fleshy, not overfed.
Right.
You know, you need to leave enough on the table for the other man to get your cattle, put them in a feedlot, and they still perform. You can take the prettiest set of yearlings in the world, but if the weigh-up's not good, and they have too much flesh on them, and when they get to a feedlot they don't eat, they won't want to buy them next year.
Yep.
Not to say that there might be another man to take a chance on them, but why take that chance? If you've got good cattle and you're doing all these great things and taking care of them, you know, give them fresh water, keeping as much grass in front of them as possible.
Good vaccination
Good
program.
vaccination program. You're doing all these things, but then you take all the advantage away from the buyer. That's the first thing you can do to hurt yourself.
What about, I guess, from just on paper standpoint, what are some things that, slides, weight stops, that sort of thing? And
Sure.
I know a lot of times people, you know, shrink and slide are two really controversial things that people just,
Sure.
they're leery of.
Sure.
They don't understand it, and they're afraid that they're getting hurt on it.
Right.
They say, well, I'd rather haul to the sale barn on whatever day sale day is, and know that I'm getting whatever that calf weighs. Well, they're probably losing 3 to 5% in a lot of cases
Sure.
on shrink on those animals by doing that, and you know,
Which on a load of cattle that were brought to this facility or one of our other facilities across the state of Kentucky here, the weigh-up will take care of the difference in the dollars.
right,
And they can make that up $1 or make up the difference. But the big, you hear that a lot of time on the farm. But here's the thing: if you sell a load of cattle with us, and you know they're weighed 5 miles down the road, pick them up, grab them one morning, put them on a goose tank, haul them down the road, and weigh them straight, versus shrink them too. What's going to be more appealing to the buyer? Here, you know, an old real smart guy told me one time, he said, they can't lose what's not in it.
right,
The weigh-up's good, and the buyers start to represent that and understand that you're not, see how long they're going to shrink 10% when they go 600 miles. They're going to shrink 4 or 5.
right.
I can sell
Just
your
what's
cattle.
in their belly and their digestive system is all that
Exactly.
they're going to shrink.
Exactly.
And you know, you're not selling that. You're selling the pounds of the animal, not the
Sure.
pounds of what you're putting
Sure.
into it. So.
And we get into this a lot of times. You know, everybody has their own way of doing business and things they've done through the years. Well, I sold them to this guy and I didn't have to shrink them. Or I sold them to this guy with a 4-cent slide. You know, I'm looking to put the advantage to the seller, but approach it to the buyer in a way that they can feel like they're not going to get basically in a trap or crucified if the cattle are heavy. So that's why weight stops are important.
Yep.
And you know, I have a lot of guys that weigh their cattle. So I got a load of cattle and they weighed 810 this morning, and let's base them at 820. I'm like, well, let's put a weight stop on at 850 or 845.
Right.
Well, what if they come in over that? I'm like, you weighed the cattle this morning, so let's stop the misconception.
Right.
You know what you have, and that's just insurance for a buyer that
Right.
you're doing the right thing.
More than insurance, it's reassurance.
Absolutely. So-
Letting the buyers know that you're confident in what you're putting down on that information sheet.
Right.
And
But the big thing I see with this industry, with the internet, or selling your cattle live, or whether it's selling something through New Day, or selling one of your bulls, or whatever the case may be, communication's key.
yep.
It's a vital role to what we do. And if there's no communication or the barrier's there, you'll never be successful.
All right, well, let's hit on one thing real quick that I hear a lot about is slide.
Right.
You know, what's kind of standard? Why is it standard? And you know, I know a lot of the slides that we use right now. If you really look at a true slide based on market reports, we're way off, and the buyers are taking a big risk anytime that they buy those animals if they don't have a weight stop or something like that to give them that security.
Absolutely.
So, you know, where should the slide be?
You know, and I spend a lot of time looking at slides and looking at the market, you know, say from a 9 weight to an 8 weight to a 700 pound calf. You know, and right now, about an 8-cent slide is a fair, happy medium that about everybody's comfortable with. Some people want to slide them 6, which in my opinion isn't enough. But here it gets back to what I was saying a while ago. You check away the cattle, put a 25 pound weight stop on, you slide them 8, that's $2.
Right.
If they weigh 850 at 8 1/4, it's the same thing that would happen here. If you sold a load of 850s and a load of 8 1/4s come in behind them, a couple dollars difference if they were the same cattle.
Right.
So there's the big, but we spend a lot of time looking at slides and making sure that if they are heavy, it still puts money in the producer's pocket. But here's the thing: if you sell a calf weighing 800 pounds and he brings $1.50, that's $1,200 a head, right?
Right.
So you got that figure in your mind.
Yep.
So he weighs 825.
Anything over that's gravy.
You paid your commission. You took care of your shrink.
Yep.
You've got more money in your pocket. I never want to set a slide up to where it doesn't
Right.
work in the seller's advantage, where he still doesn't get paid on his pounds. Most people think for some reason they don't get paid on their pounds. Well, I got shorted $2. No, it's cattle head.
Right.
It's all about the pounds.
Yep.
At the end of the day, when you sell a bull, does the man want a high-performing bull that's going to produce a 400-pound 6-month calf or an 800-pound calf?
Right.
Same deal.
Yep.
We're in the business. We're in the pound business.
So, yeah, that pretty well sums it up. I mean, like I said, it's all communication. You know, just like, you know, with New Day, you know, everybody knows Jared, knows that whenever you work with Jared, he's going to be straightforward with you, and that's what the business plan is built on. Same deal here at Bluegrass. You work with these guys, they're going to shoot you straight and be as honest as they can to try to make sure everybody's happy at the end of the day. But if you have any questions about it, feel free to contact me, Jared, Jeremy. You can find him on Bluegrass Stockyards. There's several guys around. You know, there's other companies out there that, you know, you can ask people, ask other producers that might be doing it. I guess one other thing to do a video sale, I guess I won't say how many cattle, but how much weight is kind of standard to do. How much weight's needed?
You need roughly a 48 to 50,000 pound load. Granted, from time to time we'll sell a light load if a customer comes up light for whatever reason, and then in that instance you need to be able to just offer a freight adjustment. We help calculate that, whatever we think would be fair to make sure your cattle are still marketed to get the most value out of your cattle.
Right.
So that's our goal. We want every penny for the producer. Then at that point, after they're sold, we have to work for the producer and for the buyer.
Yeah.
And work the middle of the road. And we've done a really good job, I feel like, through the years of establishing that role. And we've got lots of buyers that I talk to weekly and been happy with the way it goes. So,
Well,
but if you got any questions, like you said, call the Stockyards here.
Don't hesitate to call.
Be glad to talk to you.
and we're going to add some other clips in here that'll kind of show, you know, the video sale going on, going out in the field, videoing some calves and looking over them. But we've hit on a lot of stuff that will hopefully give you all an advantage next time you go to market your calves. With that being said, you all have a good one. Be safe this winter out there feeding and stuff, and we hope to visit with you soon.